Good morning, students. Today we'll be discussing about relative density. So let's see what is relative density. Relative density is the ratio of density of a substance to density of water. So we can write relative density as density of substance to density of water. This can also be written as mass of substance of certain volume divided by mass of water of same volume. So we can either write the relative density as the ratio of density of substance to density of water, or we can write mass of substance of certain volume to the mass of water of same volume. Now since you can say relative density is the ratio of the same physical quantity, so it does not have any SI unit. It has no SI unit. It has no SI unit. Now we'll take one example to understand how can we determine the relative density of a liquid. Let us see. We'll be using a density bottle to find the relative density of a liquid. So first step will be to take the mass of empty bottle, to take empty bottle and measure the mass of that empty bottle. This will be the first step. Mass of empty bottle. Say this mass is m gram. Second is to fill that bottle with water and then measure the mass of bottle plus water together. So we'll take mass of bottle plus water, and suppose mass is m1. Now after doing this, after getting the mass of bottle with water, we will slowly pour the water out, throw the water out, and then we will, after wiping the bottle nicely and after drying it nicely, we will now be filling this bottle with a liquid, and then we'll measure the mass of bottle with the liquid. So then comes mass of bottle plus liquid, which is equal to m2. Next we can subtract the mass of empty bottle from bottle plus water and bottle plus liquid one by one to get mass of liquid and mass of water. So mass of water can be written as m1 minus m and mass of liquid is equal to m2 minus m. And these two, water and liquid, will have the same volume because they have been poured into the same bottle, so they will have the same volume. So finally then we can find out the relative density, which will be equal to mass of liquid, which is m2 minus m divided by mass of water, m1 minus m. This you have about the relative density. So you can practice this kind of numericals given from the book. And next we are going to come to the topic which is about flotation and sinking. Now we all know that density of substance, if it is more than the density of liquid, then it will sink in that liquid. Whereas if the density of substance is less than the density of liquid, then it will float in the liquid. For example, when you take density of iron, which is 7.86 gram per centimeter cube, let us we want to check it in water whether it will float or sink in it. Then you have to compare the density of iron with density of water. Density of water is 1 gram per centimeter cube. So in this case you can see the density of iron is more than density of water, so this will sink. But if the same iron, when is placed into mercury, then let us see what happens. Where density of mercury is 13.6 gram per centimeter cube. So when you compare the density of iron and density of mercury, we can see that density of iron is less than the density of mercury. As a result, when it is placed in mercury, it will float in it. So here in this case, iron will float. So this is how we can determine, using the density of a substance, whether it will float or sink in water. Coming to flotation and sinking. Flotation and sinking. So when an object is held immersed or is kept immersed into the liquid, then there will be two forces acting on it. For example, if this is the liquid where the object is kept immersed in it, then there will be two forces acting on this object. One will be the weight of the object that will act in the downward direction, W, and the other force will be the buoyant force that will act in the upward direction. Weight of a body is responsible for taking the body in the downward direction, whereas upward force or the buoyant force, it is responsible for taking the body in the upward direction. There are some conditions. If weight of a body is more than the upthrust, then in this case the body will completely sink. This is how the object will completely sink, when the weight of a body is more than the upthrust. When the weight of a body is equal to the upthrust, then in this case the body will float with all its part inside water. This is how it will float, with all its part inside. And third is, when weight of a body is less than the buoyant force. In this case, the body will partially float. It means to say that some part of the body will remain inside, whereas some part of the body will be outside the water. So only that part will remain inside, of which the weight of a liquid displaced will become equal to total weight of the body. So in the next class we will see some application of flotation and sinking. Thank you.